Hello, today is 1727 and I'll be chipping the brown on this guy. Finally finishing off both of these. And as the shatterpoint stuff will probably take up most of my time, I'll just be changing a little bit on these guys. And I'll be putting together more of my birthday presents. I think after I've finally finished doing the purple, which should be tomorrow, I'm going to take a little break before I do the base on this guy, because there's other things I'm thinking about doing to him to make him look more sort of spectacular and more impressive for the commission. After these two will be finished, that's 5 down for the Star Wars shatterpoint, so I'm cracking along with them quite nicely. Sadly, the shatterpoint stuff is taking up quite a lot of time, so it is just a tiny little bit extra on these zombies. It's hot again today, so hopefully the glue will dry a little bit faster, making this whole process go quicker. I'm not a big fan, as you know, of putting models together, but these are really nice models. So that's the brownie orange finished. I'm really happy with the results. I think that looks absolutely fantastic, and I'll start work on the purple tomorrow. These two will need a varnish soon, but I've got to wait for some washes to dry, so that'll probably end up being done tomorrow, along with Grizzlord, because I completely forgot to varnish him last week. And there wasn't much to be done for these guys, just a few highlights and an extra wash just to darken things up a little bit. I'll be concentrating mostly on these tomorrow. And with Squirrel Girl and Gwenpool stuck together, that's my day done. Really happy with these guys. They look fantastic. Can't wait to paint them. Today is 1728. I'll be doing more work on the big guy. Hopefully the painting will be finished today. I'll be getting more of these girls done. And I'll be starting Hordak here from the Masters of the Universe Battleground. And finally, I'll be sticking together some more models from my birthday. Unfortunately, because of the extreme heat in the UK at the moment, it's actually having a really horrible effect on most of my paints. My purple is completely dry, so I need to get some more. But in the meantime, because I don't want to get this done today, I'm going to have to do a quick mix of purple and white just to get the colour that I need to highlight and do all the chips and marks, scratch marks. Happy with the mix. I'm going to be doing all the purple and the scratches and paint chips and wear and tear on the big guy here. Unfortunately, that took quite a lot of time today for my hobby streak, so I'm not really going to get as much done as I'd like to on my zombicide stuff. Hordak here is going to be quite easy to do. I've got to quickly tidy up the base coat or the undercoat where the spray missed. And then I'm going to use a couple of contrast paints just to start the grey, so when it gets around to him tomorrow, I'll be ready to go. As great as Grievous looks, he was a bit fiddly to stick together. It's the legs that kept slightly moving when I was trying to glue them together. But again, putting stuff together isn't my favourite part of the hobby. It's the painting and the playing. With the scratch marks all done on this guy, I'm going to take a couple of days break before I continue with him because I'm sick to death of the sight of him at the moment. These ladies will be finished tomorrow. There's not much left now. It's just the skin, the hair and the shoes. Hordak is ready for highlighting and making that skin tone a little bit lighter. And General Grievous is stuck together, so I'm all happy. The reason why the guys aren't on their bases is to make it easy to paint. So I glued one down on each base and the other one I'll glue down after I finish painting everything. Today is 1729 and I'm going to get these zombies from Zombicide finished. I'm going to get some more work done on Hordak here. I'm going to spray up Bo-Katan ready for painting tomorrow. And finally, I'll be sticking together this shatterpoint set. It's just the skin, the hair, the shoes, and the bases of these girls to be done today. I will be varnishing them tomorrow, and then I'll be applying the blood on them as well. Hordak's getting just a quick dry brush for the black, and I'll be working on his skin, and I'll start blocking in a couple other colours as well. After this set, all that's left to put together will be the Blood Bowl Rat Ogre that I got for my birthday. I will also probably be cleaning the Rio de Janeiro, that's a mouthful, for Zombicide Season 2 as well tomorrow. I really need to get down and actually spend some money and get some spray cans, because as easy as it is doing it with the airbrush, it is a lot more time consuming, whereas when I can just go outside and give it a quick spritz. Some bright, colourful Zombicide ladies have been done. Add a little bit of colour to the actual board when the game's being played. Hordak's skin and armour's done. I'm starting on his face, and I'll be doing his cloak and all the red bits tomorrow. Once again, the models from Atomic Mass we've done from Star Wars Shatterpoint look great, and I can't wait to get them painted. Speaking of getting Shatterpoint stuff painted, there's Bo-Katan all ready for tomorrow. Today is 1730, and I'll be finished off Hordak here. starting work on Bo-Katan, and giving all these guys a coat of varnish as well. Nice fresh bit of paper in the pad. Hordak isn't very colourful, he's just mostly blacks and greys, but he does have a bright red cloak, which is where most of the work will be going today. And while the wash is dry on Hordak, I'll be starting work on Bo-Katan. I'll be just doing her grey on her flight suit and everything like that. I'll give that a base coat and a wash. And lots of varnishing to be done. I generally leave it to batch varnish because I'm terrible at using those dropper paint pots. I always squirt out too much. After the varnish is dried on the zombies, I'll also be adding a tiny bit of blood on there to make them more gorish. So there we have it, Hordak is done, just need to do his base, which I'll do tomorrow. Bo-Katan has been started and I'll continue with her tomorrow. And with the varnish added on these guys and the blood added to the zombies, that's quite a bit done today. I'm quite happy with all that. Still have quite a few zombies to go though. Today is 1731 and I'll be finishing off Hordak's base, continuing work on Bo-Katan, and I'll be starting work on Harry Sullivan from Doctor Who Into the Time Vortex, a now defunct game from Warlord Games, but the models are fantastic. I'll also start work on the big guy's base here. With Hordak's base being finished, it'll be the end of the Master of the Universe stuff for me for a little while. I'm going to crack on with some other stuff before I go to the newer stuff that arrived for my birthday. I'll be getting Bo-Katan's flight suit finished today, and I'll start on her silver armour and the leather straps. Warlord Games unfortunately let go of the Doctor Who license last year, which is a shame because the models they put out were fantastic. I don't think this range sold as well as they hoped, and with COVID and everything got pushed back, and I think it just ended up costing them a lot more money than they hoped, which is a shame because the models are really fantastic. There's Hordak all finished. He needs to be varnished, which I'll do in a batch when I varnish some of the other models like Harry and Bo-Katan. Speaking of which, she's come along quite nicely. I just need to finish off the straps and I'll start working on the blue tomorrow. And here is Harry, cracking along quite easily. Just did a wash and a base coat today. Thought I'd open up the Zombicide Rio Z Gennaro box set, just have a quick look inside. I'm not going to be doing anything with it today, I just want to have a quick look at all the goodies inside. The set comes with tiles, mission rules, extra cards, a few tokens, and of course some brilliantly, wonderfully sculpted models done by Come I actually love these models. I'm really invested in Zombicide. It's one of my favourite games, so much so that I've got the Marvel zombies and I can't wait for the rest of the stuff to arrive. So now I've finished painting the Riptide, I need to work on the base, and for some reason there's this horrible, ugly looking cog that needs to be changed or covered up, so today I'm going to cover that. I'm just going to use some all-purpose filler to fill in the gaps and hopefully over time build up a little slope. Originally I did think about removing it, but it is quite a stable base for the Riptide, so I thought covering up would be a lot easier and a lot simpler and a lot less time consuming. I'm going to do a couple of coats on this, so this is the first coat. I'll end up having to do more because this is quite a large chunky piece of cog and it does need to be covered up fully. Once this layer is dry, I'll do another layer. It'll probably be tomorrow. I want to give it enough time to set and cure, and I don't want to scuff everything up I've done so far. Today is 1732. I'll be doing the blue on Bo-Katan, finishing off what I started with Harry yesterday, and putting another coat of filler on the base of the Riptide. Saturday has rolled around again, so I'm not going to get as much done as I'd like, so I'll just be finishing off the straps and the leather on Bo-Katan, and I'll be starting the blue ready for tomorrow. And while the wash is dry on Bo-Katan, I'll finish off Harry and get all those base coats I started yesterday completely finished. So he's mostly done, and I should be able to finish him off tomorrow as well. And with the second coat of filler going on, the Riptide's base should be ready for me adding extra stuff and making it more epic, I guess is the word I'm trying to look for. Bo-Katan's coming along quite nicely. Tomorrow it'll just be the blue and her head and her weapons, probably the smoke trail as well. And with Harry, it's just the shirt, his medical device, and his skin and hair, and he'll be done too tomorrow. As for the Riptide, I'll probably leave it there for a couple of days while I think about the rest of the composition I'd like to do for the base. A couple more bits and bobs also arrived. Barrack Farblast from Blood Bowl finally got here. And after several months of waiting, finally the stuff for Shadow Vaults has actually arrived, because I missed out on the pre-order thanks to the huge problem that Games Workshop have with bots and scalpers at the moment. However, it has been absolutely ridiculous that I've had to wait nearly 5 months to get these guys, so yeah. Today is 1733. I'll be finishing Bo-Katan. I'll also be finishing Harry Sullivan here from Doctor Who. And I'll be starting work on these 4 zombies from Zombicide. All that's left on Bo-Katan is to finish off the blue armour, her face, her hair, the smoke, obviously her base and her gun, so it's not going to take too long. I'm quite happy with the progress, and that's just 2 left of the good side for Star Wars Shatterpoint. With Harry, it's just his skin, his little sci-fi weapon, and his hair. I won't be basing him until I've done the rest of the stuff that came with him. These zombies appear to be sort of homeless people, so I'm going to go with sort of quite muted colours, blacks, browns and greens, to make them look sort of even more worn down and like life was a struggle just before they got turned. Here's the finished Bo-Katan. I'm really happy with her, fantastic model. Again, I know I keep saying this, but Atomic Mass always knock it out of the park with their stuff. Harry's also finished with his 70s style. Absolutely love him. Brilliant model. And tomorrow I'll be continuing with these 4 zombies from Zombicide. This week has been a fairly decent week. I've finished the painting on the Riptide. There's just a few more dirty bits up with... I want to sort of make the weapon look like it's used, and obviously I need to finish off the base. 3 more models down for Star Wars Shatterpoint. 4 more models down for Zombicide. Hordak's been finished. I'll restart some Doctor Who stuff, and 4 more zombies started. If you made it all the way through the video, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week.